Hello and welcome to another edition of SGM Media Live on YouTube and Facebook, and welcome to the Friday edition when now how to go inside the Republic. Well, I want to say welcome to now all if you're just joining us or if you've been online for the past 2 minutes since we put the flyer up. I want to say welcome to now all. Today, I don't want to talk too much by me introduction. I want to bring me on koto, safe. Go to that school koto. This is not the real koto. So welcome to the program Koto Juma Ba, and welcome to another Friday. I go say Juma to you, but Juma Mubarak.
Thank you so very much, T-Boy. Fambulem we the watch we I want to say good evening, good afternoon, good morning, and good night, depending on whose parts now the dunya the watch we from. Like T-Boy say, today is another edition of How they go inside the Republic and the Republic, definitely. So glad you forget to know Naya. Keep sharing the links to your network and the wider community so then say we'll get the opportunity for watch and listen. And get ready today. We're going to do a phone in program. We'll post the number when the time reach because we want for you on our own viewpoint on the issues that we really can discuss today. So keep watching, keep sharing. We'll come to you live. Ali Messe, thanks for coming. And I also get a lot of invisible people and way they watch. Definitely we they tell on I do and keep watching. T-Boy,
Uh-huh.
how the Friday over to una day?
Well, Juma not bad. I go pray today where I come on a mosque. It was very interesting. Come back home. And today we can get some health practitioners and at the mosque we go talk about health issues. We then call well
So I know
body.
they hear you better. You sound distant away.
Can you hear me
So
now loud and clear?
yeah, loud and clear.
Oh,
But
okay.
just make sure say you know they keep the voice. So
No problem, no problem. No, I just really highlight number say today we had some special medical team. We go to the mosque. We go sky for do some medical advices them to people that we actually say need medical advice. So it was a very interesting period at the mosque, and I think say them call them well body. Now some group within inside London we decide for go do some health check today at the mosque. So it was quite good to see many people then turn up and adhere to the call, then go for check, some then go for see what's wrong with them. But so otherwise, today event or today's Friday Juma prayer was very interesting, and the kutuba we then talk about today again is about health. So you no need for say you need to eat because Islam say yes you for eat, but not eat like you belly tight neighbor for waka. Not eat slave belly tight neighbor for do nothing. Then they eat haram. So now the kutuba na the way then get today. So it means health is part of Islam. So it doesn't matter how you see them, you get for always make sure say you upkeep your health because it's also part of Islam. You no need for say, oh, I need to do this because Islam no they allow me for exercise. No, it does. You have to be fit, you have to be energetic, and you have to eat healthily. So basically, Islam also gets a lot for do with the way how you eat. Now make them get the month of Ramadan. Sometimes think you always say is a testimony of how you're able to stay without food for those that don't have it. Make yourself go to the experience. But it's also good for your body because it helps to cleanse your body. It means things that you regularly do all the time for 30 days, you're not going to be doing them as usual anymore because you are in the month of Ramadan. That's the time many people lose weight. That's the time many people detox themselves. That's the time many people stay away from the program with the campus today. Now in the time that they will boku Muslim and they are vast. They will not drink, smoke, or take any form of drugs we they don't normally use for take because it is the month of Ramadan. So health is wealth and it's very important for say even if you're not Muslim, you get for able for look after yourself because well body na in agentski. I don't preach to you on Juma today Friday.
and I like that because they remind us then they because I want to ask you a question where you say for the one that we need for you. This now we all need for you. The well body business supposed to be all man business and we all get for look out for we self. We advise we self, we remind we self, because when we talk about health, you get for look at the mind, the body, and the soul. So you need that well body. The anything where they affect that, you have to try and stay away from that, and you know, look out for yourself.
Sure.
Because now when you well, now you able for go you club, now you able for go you party, now you able for say die no day, now you able for enjoy. But when you do one place, well, it's a whole different problem. That kind of test they let God push and far away from way.
I mean,
And like you state, the conversation today get for do with something around that line as well. But when it comes to the topic, we just share and encourage you now all for share and continue for like subscribe to the platform so you will get first hand notification whenever we go live. So Jamiru Kebi, welcome. Amy Bangura as well, welcome. Um, welcome to now all now the program today. We see with topic. It sound heavy. When T-boy, waiting at the topic, drugs,
yep.
politics, and power, right?
So it's
Drugs,
drugs, politics, and power.
right? Drugs,
It's
politics, and power. And we all know, say, all them things then they go together.
yeah.
Drugs, politics, and power. Everything goes together. So tonight, we want to look closer at the government's approach for fight the illegal drugs we don't they affect we all. This not effect where the government don't begin to talk about. It's a controversial issue. So it looks like on the surface, the government determined for crackdown, but beneath the surface, serious questions are being asked. For we want to know whether this is truly about drugs or is it about politics. So this now the basis of the conversation. And when we open the phone line, we'll put the number, we'll read the number out to Una. We go on a call. Leona self give una your own opinion on this topic. Is this actually about, fighting drugs and drug smuggling, the mayhem with drugs they cause to the community, or is this more about politics? So we'll start. Say, waiting prompt we for do this program. We don't talk a whole lot over the years during COVID about the drug smuggling at the country. We don't talk a whole lot about Kush. We don't talk a whole lot about rumors about containers, about ships, about this, about that. We get for deal with drug smuggling into the country. But people that we don't talk now say it's like people are not fed up. Say, you know what? There's nothing we can do. Lord, just live with this. The president, parliament, they all don't acknowledge, say, the trouble with drugs they cause in our country, therefore declare them as a state of emergency. That's how dangerous it is. But we still not see better effort from the police. So recently, we see the police issue a wanted notice for a known individual, a known person, a known lady, Natasha Beckley, we na a musician, a beauty pageant promoter. It promotes tourism and culture in the country and outside the country. It run a lot of things then for empower young people. And also she is a politician aligned to the All People's Congress. We know say it be done before now, wanting to be a member of parliament. He not get the symbol because of the Two Sim saga. But then she is, I think, or was a councillor, Naput Loco. And most recently, last week, he publicly declared in interest for run as the deputy chairperson for the Potloko district for APC party. So Natasha not too stranger to Sierra Leoneans. Again, famous song, Freetown, Freetown. So the question is, we see a wanted notice. We'll come and discuss that to see some of the issues. There would be a lot of narratives, on social media. Would snippets of interviews from the police, their own point of view. So we'll discuss that. But one for Yeri, waiting the public gets for say. Is this actually this issue? Is it about tackling drugs and drug smuggling into the country? Or is this more about politics? So T-Boy, if I for introduce with topic, that's what it is. Let me hear your take.
Thank you very much for that introduction. And I believe, say, what you have said makes a lot of sense when you look deep into the concept of the program we'll put together today, whether drugs, power, and politics are all aligned. And for go back and confirm some of the stuff that we say, yes, they are all aligned because we know for say when somebody deals with drugs, it tends to have the power, and sometimes it can be able to meddle that power there into politics, which is what is happening possibly all over the world, but specifically in Sierra Leone, is being like an obvious norm. So looking at the dynamics of what has happened over the past couple of years, like we clearly say, we don't talk about drug abuse since COVID. We don't talk about things that we being related to containers, then we can as alone we were assuming that they had something to do with weapons during the election period, but it turned out to be drugs. We don't know what's the outcome of that. We've seen a lot of other containers then we don't come, we divert from Sierra Leone to Liberia, we also contain drugs. So there is a lot of issues. And I remember back again, we don't do 3 specific programs on this platform. We get a lot to do with Kush, with one of the APC political presidential aspirant when Atokla. We don't do twice or 3 times because he has a passion about combating Kush. And so these are all not new things to us. Now something that we don't talk about. But if you watch of recent as when this drug alarm came as alone within the past 8 months, where everybody begin aware say there is something illegal where they happen as alone, we did not say much about the ongoing process of what was happening. Everybody was ringing bells of drug king in Sierra Leone and this and that and that. But we just did not say much that time because it wasn't new to us. We've been discussing all these programs for like a year or 2 or 3 ago. But nobody was paying attention because it hits the right platform we're supposed for hit. So people were struggling to accept the fact, say, this problem is a serious problem and it is affecting the lives of young Sierra Leoneans and also Sierra Leoneans then we might not have nothing to do with drugs, but for the fact say power has some elements to play outside drugs they operate, then they use now that power for influence political decisions. Then we will all see what happen over the past couple of years. Some they will not know whether there were facts of the illegal arrest the way they make, but those people were let free for some reason best known to the government. We don't know why. And we realize say some of the people that were accused and arrested for transporting or dealing with drugs, they all went quiet. So we don't know what has happened. So was it a political witch hunt to silence certain individuals? Because when they said you are wanted for a crime that you have committed, they should have issued a warrant of your arrest first, not a poster or a message or a letter coming from the CID to say you are a fugitive. You will not be a fugitive if you haven't been summoned to appear at any police station. If there is record of you being summoned, then yes. So we don't see some of these rumors. We don't come to reality of so many arrests them within the past couple of years. Some of them get a direct link to say these people were drug dealers. And some of those people were not actually tried in courts for drugs. They were not tried in courts for nothing. They were arrested, in prison, and then released. So we don't know what's the reason behind all of those arrests. So like when the Natasha Beckley incident prop up, I was a bit confused. Like, okay, what is this all about? But Natasha lives in Freetown, and she's been living in Freetown for a couple of months now because she was in the UK at some point and then traveled back to Sweden. So she was going back and forth. So for like there is a warrant, or not even a warrant, for like they say you are a fugitive, you are wanted, it means they have tried several times to reach out to you, but they haven't. That's one. Two, it means they have sent some circular for say you need to report at a specific police station and you haven't. It means there has been some element of contact with an on guy several times and they haven't been able to get hold of you. But of recent, as 3 weeks ago, if I can clearly remember, Natasha was in Port Loko trying to talk to some police and military officers then inside some specific room where it be the sky for clarify say any individual that is in this room has the right to vote because they have registered. So you should allow them that access. So it was something that I saw myself. Why would you be a fugitive and you are actively involved in an electoral process that is already taking place in Port Loko, not far from Freetown, and not as far as what, 3 or 4 weeks ago? So there is a huge concern over the message where they come out say she's a fugitive or she's wanted. So we realized, say, well, okay, now let's deep into this whole idea of what this is playing out to be. Is it actually drugs? Don't know. Is it power to be that is taking advantage of the situation? We don't know. Is it a political witch hunt to silence certain individuals? We don't know. So, as Natasha Beckley, as Juma clearly say, she's a household name. She's the former Miss Sierra Leone. She has represented Sierra Leone in a couple of pageant competitions. She organizes her own pageants and she is doing a lot more within the entertainment industry until she became an artist. Okay? She did one of the most famous songs, Freetown, where a rap on. So basically, that took her on top of the musical chart in Sierra Leone for some time, and I think it still does. And then we realized say she has now interest into politics. Juma clearly states, and yes, it was true that she wanted to aspire for a member of parliament for Port Loko, but she did not get the symbol because of the dual citizenship. So she has moved from pageants to music to politics. So you can see the transition of how she has moved herself along those lines in Sierra Leone. It's not unusual because we've seen people from those three industries that have already taken positions or political places or positions of authority in Sierra Leone at some point, especially from the entertainment industry. So it is not new. But for the fact that there is this sort of, I don't know whether it's accusation or it's fact, to say she's wanted is a big question that we are asking why. And she's not just the only person. There are a few more other people that have been through the same kind of arrest or warrants being levied against them. But again, they were not hiding. Some of them were not even in Sierra Leone when they put a warrant to say they are wanted. And there are many people that are not in the country today just because they've put a bounty on them to say they are wanted individuals. For what? Nobody knows. So these are the questions that we are asking. Is it drugs? If it is drugs, do we actually think it makes sense? Because there is a huge amount of possibilities of rumors of people that are actively engaged in drug dealing in Sierra Leone. Is there any warrant for their arrest or they are exempted? Okay, politics. There are lots of people that are actually doing things that are not politically correct. Has there been any warrant for their arrest or wanted by the CID or any police department in Sierra Leone? Okay, power. We've seen so many people abusing the office because they have the power to do so. They don't do anything for say you don't break the law, say you don't use your power where you're not supposed to use and the way you're supposed to use, and so we can't arrest you or you are a wanted individual. So these are the three questions we're asking. What is the best of all those three evil that we should really take into consideration and work on? That will be my take to you, Juma.
Thank you so much, T-Boy, for analyzing it that way. I think it helped for put things into perspective. So for reviewers, there one for your una self-film comment, one for see una comments them at the chat group till we open the phone line. T-Boy, you mentioning that makes it very interesting. I remember a few months back, or maybe early this year or last year, there's a gentleman where we all self know, very popular in our Freetown, Mawan Malado, right, T-Boy?
Correct.
Mawan Malado, not long ago, we see them go read the oath, say he gets they do drugs there or they make drugs or all kind of thing. Only for later, we know about that. We see Malado walking out as a free man and doing his usual stuff that he's doing. And I think most recently travel come out now salon as well and don't go back and all of that. So INSEF then say wanted, police then make, we see videos, blah 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 blah. You go now station, you go report, all follow no nothing again. So was he actually a culprit? Then just left him? Or was it just a situation wherein them the one for smear him? So we don't know the answer.
Well, and Juma, that's the question
Yeah.
I'm asking because, like you clearly mentioned, Mawan.
Yes.
We see what Mawan do a week or two before his arrest, right?
Right.
He was involved with something to do with visa fraud with some individual way, then say they work now the president in office. Something of the sort. I'm not 110% sure. So basically, after that, Mawan went public and make this accusation, say he's been duped by somebody who gets senior position in the military. And
yeah, but interestingly, say that at the second term.
Yes.
The first one was the drugs issue.
Yes, I remember that. Yeah.
Yes.
So it been very interesting for see how Mawan is going to walk away from this.
Right.
Was it compromised at some point to say, well, if you drop this, we'll drop that?
Right.
Or is there any evidence that was not sufficient for him to be charged to go to court and face the law for say you are a drug dealer or a drug smuggler or whatever it is that they're accusing you of doing drugs in your house? So those are the questions that we're asking.
Exactly.
And if we don't get prominent young people of this nature, don't go through this similar kind of process, we should be asking questions, why is this happening?
Right. And so that now one side. So that is why we're asking the question about the Natasha Beckley situation. Was it actually necessary for putting him on a wanted list? That's the first question, But we'll come to the process based on waiting we don't hear the police then say, and based on Natasha Beckley own response most recently. We'll come to that just now. But let's go back to the flip side of known people or people away, maybe the public heavily say they get for deal with drugs. For example, the president in Nice, Madame Admabio. Is it true that he get hands in drug smuggling or the drug cartel in Sierra Leone? We don't know, but that's the rumor out there. So the public maybe don't give the police their lead. They don't act on that. If yes, waiting at the outcome. If no, why? That's another question. Second question. The wall. We get one of the world most wanted in Sierra Leone. The world most wanted, Europe's most wanted. We just Lidecker in Sierra Leone and say Sabiam as Umar Sharif or someone by the name of Umar Sharif. We don't see international journalists, they don't go there and try for investigate. Now God help them, their life commodity, but the police them actually take all their footages and destroy them. But the same just Lidecker, we again say that the president son a law. Is that true? Is it not true? It's up to the president to tell us, or in family for tell we. But for the fact that he's a known of Europe's most wanted, and we don't hear a rumor say a day in our country, whether he commits crime na salon, whether he's guilty there or not, whether we get confirmed information say they do drugs na the country, meaning say smuggle them into the country, sell them or smuggle them out of the country. But we don't hear other country, they don't raise interest. But a picture surface at the midst of the president, na month, na a church ceremony where it is closer to the president's daughter. They're all in at the same room. It is at the president's entourage. But we know hearing nothing of arrest. We know hearing nothing of a police issuing what you call a notice, say he's wanted. We're not hearing that at all. So if that's the case, why not? Or the issue we don't know, why they not tell the public? So it's sitting there. Again, we come back, we're not here to defend or make a ruling because we're not qualified, we're not in a position for do that. Whether the Natasha Beckley situation, whether it gets unpan drugs or it not get unpan drugs. That is not what we're talking about here. We are not in that position, just for let the public understand that. But what they talk about is about the process. How you will go put somebody on a wanted list. When you don't put somebody on a wanted list, that means say that person don't become a fugitive to some extent, or the person is unable for say and the person is on the run, and are not able for get hold of him at all. Then maybe you can justify say a fine for put a wanted notice. Because will tell because that person is now a danger to the community or a danger to himself safe. Then it can be understandable. But based on waiting we don't hear, few things then baffling, T-Boy.
Okay.
Let's start with statement from the police. Some of the statement the way the police make na Liberty TV. Now that there is a particular house of interest na Eastern, they name the place I can't remember. We then say then go fend stuff then they will get for do with materials the way that they use for make and chemicals where they use for make drugs, synthetic drugs, kush or whatever you may want to call it. So the police officer, when the public relations person for the police, say then gets neighbor them, call them and report, so now that make them go. But when then go na the house, this house here, so they not offend nobody, but they meet the equipment and everything and the chemicals them inside it. But guess what, T-Boy? The police, according to the police boss, he say, the PRO, sorry, he say this now 4 months ago. So apparently, this don't become a crime scene. A crime scene. So count 4 months ago from October is when? Going backwards, September.
August. No, July.
So it's July, right?
Yeah.
So from July to date, the police they say they don't get this intel, they don't go na the host day, and because this particular house, Tiba, I want to get this conversation.
Yeah, go on, no problem.
Yeah. So this host from July, the police get access to this host.
Right.
And according to the PRO for the police, he say they camp day from July.
They camp in the house or they camp in the area?
Then camp na the house, the area, the house now. So meaning say the house then get them under their control.
Right.
4 months from, before now. Okay? And according to them, they say they ask about the house, then say na Natasha Beckley get the house.
Okay.
Okay, we don't know at what point where they ask would I get the host. Going further, a statement by the PRO say, then go ask na City Council, Freetown City Council, and Freetown City Council documentation shows say na Natasha Beckley get the host.
Now you get the host rented or buy or build?
We don't know.
Okay.
All right, so that's their statement. So let us go check quickly and see, because Natasha Beckley issued a statement yesterday, and he writes a lot of things there where some of those things are not of interest for this program right now, but we look at in your counter statement from within the police say. I did look at the search for the document because I don't want for misinform the public. And this information is not private, it is in wall. So let's see here. Okay. So of course he talk about, that you see, the police information and all of that, and reference say BBC News Pidgin, when are usually based in Nigeria, they write for the issue and not to say one for represent Sierra Leone. They say, one, Sierra Leone police declare I'm wanted. Say, T-Boy, are you on?
Yes, I'm on.
Okay. It say, one, the Sierra Leone police don't declare I'm wanted. I was not called or invited or found out, or invited. I found out online the same day of all my followers. That's one. Two, I'm finding out that I've been wanted since June. But in the span of June to October, you listening? I have been publicly doing my media interviews, performed at Chapter 1. I was at the CID station in August to do my fingerprints and police clearance. 4th of October, I was also at the Putloko police station and nothing about me being wanted came up. I own property only in Putloko if you check with the Ministry of Lands. I have never ever bought property in Freetown. Now I am hearing that I'm a homeowner in Freetown that is producing drugs. So for me, now that part they are interested in. We don't read what the police say. Now we don't read the 3 points them where Natasha Beckley in a public statement and Facebook wall where he use for counter say all the allegations then they not correct.
But Juma, before you go forward, let's just kind of quick where I highlight
Kaya.
say couple of weeks ago, not long ago, which was in October.
Yes,
Put
4th of October.
Yeah, even they put
Not a couple of weeks, last week.
Last week I would say. Even they put locker.
Yes.
And I don't understand how the police operates, because if you don't harbor or base or do a pure amount of surveillance inside somebody in house, what is the house like? Is it an apartment building that has various different apartments, or it's just a big house with various different rooms? But I don't know how the police go dwell inside a house owned by an individual and not get knowledge of that. So are they specifically saying they mean inside the house or the house in surroundings? Then I one question. Two, what are the possibilities that you are actually trailing somebody of such nature, but it is still roaming around the streets of Freetown and the provinces of Sierra Leone without no warrants or no wanted information about that individual? Now the police station away is specifically reside one Eastern. You get past 5 police stations at Eastern. You get Kisi, you get Wellington, you get PWD, and then you get Upgon, and then you get Upgon and the Road, and then you get Eastern Police.
You get Harbour Police Station.
So you get past 10 major police stations, or almost 10, if I can be exaggerated about the numbers, inside Eastern alone, where una for don't able for put out this woman in picture, or it should be logged on your system to say Natasha Beckley is a wanted individual. Any police that come across this individual, you should make a lawful arrest because she's the wanted person. You know, log on no police station. And even go CID or Palemba Road or main central police station, if not so then call them CID. And you go do fingerprints and police clearance. And that was specifically for the election where they get na put local. Because she needed that. So now you make even get forget the confidence for Tina inside the hall. Na put local say anybody where they inside this hall gets clearance for Kaya because it gets rights for campus. That's why they're here. They are all like registered. So I really overheard that sort of conversation.
So mm-hmm. That's a very important point. What is the reason for obtaining a police clearance?
It's to make sure that whatever you're doing is legit and you too have no criminal record attached to your name. Because
so that means the first side we then get for scan.
Thank you.
Now the police records.
Thank you.
Okay, that was in August. But then, according to Natasha Beckley and according to the police, she's been on a wanted list since June.
No, 3 months after.
Since June. Then this person came in August for police clearance. Then when I allow on the fingerprint in doing police clearance, it go. Inside police place, where from the gate, say to the last person where they talk to, say to the last person we get for talk to back for commot na do. All na police people left.
Yep.
On a law enforcement.
Yep.
This person go inside, they get police clearance, it come out, it go.
And you not just get clearance, you also do fingerprints where for them on record say you have committed a crime years ago.
Get help because of the fingerprints they do, for let them for scan, say you do not have any record here.
True.
Okay, and you take picture as well or something like that. So now that they get for say, well, this person don't come or blah 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 blah. Now look, when I get anything against our database or system. Since June, now October, it performed a public place Chapter 1 don't get shows there maybe 3 or 4 times since they're open, right?
About that, I'm not too familiar with their logo on shows.
Right, but one of the shows, then the first one, the president was in attendance,
Yeah.
correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Then I don't know whether it was that one that she performed at, but it said it don't perform there. It performed at chapter 1. Chapter 1, for let you go inside chapter 1 day, you dey pass Lumley police station.
Mm-hmm.
You walk a cam if na that part they pass. If na the other road he pass, you have for pass Congo Cross police station, you pass Abadi Road police station, you pass the police post, then 5 checkpoints, say you can at chapter 1.
Yeah, and you get one last checkpoint step before you come into golf club where you come to chapter 1.
Now they tell you so now, then you have to pass that police post and checkpoints there before you go into chapter 1. Chapter 1 then get police security, then day 1. You get a lot of other, what you call, the
Special-
BGs, right? The bodyguards,
special
and close
securities.
protection
Yeah.
of high profile.
Yep.
You know, so that they get the money for going to chapter 1, not get the money for going. So all the while, they don't ever get alert. They don't know say Natasha Beckley is a wanted person. Natasha Beckley go do in declaration at Port Loco. Port Loco then gets police day. Big police station.
Yeah.
You get police station at Bay Junction. You get police station at Lunsar. You get police station at Lunge. All of the one then day. Nobody no ever get into. You get checkpoints every they pass. They gonna put local. During the day, in the afternoon, then a net. Natasha Buckley in voice big. In face distinct. You need to go non-side, you know Sabia. Or maybe talk secret. But when Natasha Beckley talk, na yeah, if 100 people in there, na yeah, you didn't know say na Natasha Beckley they talk because in voice they stand out. So with all of that, from June to October, but he go do events. In events where he do, not a private event, na public event. In flyer, don't they go around for a long period of time now, for weeks, where in a campaign. He don't actually do, if you go on a Facebook page, you see she's a regular commentator or person where they publish content either by text or voice or by image. You know, tell her say she's wanted, you know, send a message or try for call her. Apparently, her phone number is there as well, where you can reach her. So, it still left the question.
Still not up.
The police, one, are they just incompetent and not do their work? You know, they neglect and everything, or they make this up. But something, not add up as T-Boy states.
But you know, go on, go on. No, go on.
Let's take one example. God forbid, let's say this Natasha Beckley may be a danger to society. From June, somebody they on a wanted list, according to the police. It is what kind on her face. When I still left, I let the roam the street from June. So, how long did it take now for put a wanted notice for somebody? How long did it take the police? From June to October, now 4 months. Do you have a written warrant from the courts for say, this person will not invite them? has she ever been invited for questioning or for answer as a person of interest on a matter, on a situation? Then that person they run away. Then in order at the country, or una just decide for make this up in the last couple of days. So that is why we are asking, this actually now for fetch drugs na the country, or this is a power play, or this is just politics?
Well, that's to me very interesting because
that's the question we're asking.
One of the three options is definitely definite, but we don't know which one it is. So if you, what I want to say earlier on, if if Natasha is on the run, it will still sit on salon for 5 months after they put a warrant for your arrest. Also, not a mistake, it's not accidental for make the police say you are wanted.
Right.
It's not by any mistake. It's
right.
It's deliberate, because when they do that, then they create the atmosphere where they want for create. But I'm now thinking, what in that the primary issue behind putting out a warrant for Natasha's arrest, as she's a wanted person? What in that the actual reason? Because I decided for figure out Natasha is not an individual that will be of threat anyhow. Maybe in physical presence go intimidate you at some point, because she's a very built and strong woman. So maybe in physical presence go maybe intimidate you. But apart from that, it don't leave Sierra Leone for possibly well over 10 years. If I remember when she last won Miss Sierra Leone, which was roughly about 15 years ago or more. So bringing that history of her back from those years, I haven't heard or see or maybe witness anything we get for do with violence or something for do with illegal activities when Natasha Beckley don't get himself involved with. Like you clearly say, she has been an ambassador to the tourist industry. The tourist industry has been an industry that has lacked a lot in so many different ways. And then they play a card for make you understand who side it come out from, or for say, I they make you understand say she is this good person. No, I'm not doing any character description right now. I'm just trying to bring in some of the realities of what I know of her. We are not friends, for say, by me into this, you don't chat and talk every other day. No. We meet once in a while in various different capacities, then, but nothing to do with Sidon and get company in any capacity. I know what she does, and she possibly know what I do. So in her defense, or in whatever I try for say, not to something way go mean say she should not be asked to go to the police station for interrogation of any sort, because you don't know what people do these days. But as far as I'm concerned, if she's a fugitive and running away from a warrant for her arrest, he goes sit down alone 4 months and he go about and do all the activities that's what he do. If he really knowledgeable, say yes, I am a wanted individual. And that's not surprising, because majority of the time, 99%, okay, only 10% of the time, even when anything they go in Sierra Leone, even in your favor, you get to hear it on social media before you actually get them from yourself. So it is not strange for make Natasha Yegi say she's wanted online because that's the only way they communicate. But this same way how they communicate is the same way they are criticizing online. But they still use this same online for past messages them way possibly have a lot of concern underneath those question or those messages they were in the past. So who do we trust here? Is the police incompetent, or is a deliberate act by the police, or she is primarily targeted for some reason that we don't know of? Because if you look at all the individuals, we don't go through similar kind accusation or arrest or warrants or arrest or fugitive being put on their heads for certain reasons best known to the police or CID, they've all been released with no charge. We not see them go court, we not see them do anything, but then grant them bail, and they went quiet. So what has gone wrong? What did happen? Is it a political statement that somebody wants to make, or somebody that has power wants to exercise their power and say, I will silence you just because I think I am powerful than you are? So what it is? Because if somebody is being accused or they don't put a warrant for somebody, then put them out, let the public know, say, we don't care for lookouts for X, Y, Z, Z, Z. I remember when they were also looking for, was this LAJ? When I said they put a warrant for him arrest, but he did not go anywhere.
Right.
He didn't go anywhere. He was in Sierra Leone, and they put a bounty. They don't even know, say, this man I named this. The same police. So
That was the Inspector General.
thank you.
Yes.
So if you go put a warrant for somebody of that nature, and you, the inspector, not even sabi the person in name, so whose kind of information you don't get about this individual, where in real name self, you know sabia. This is not the highest authority for the police force in Sierra Leone. And so these are all the questions that we are asking. Is it because they don't do things properly, or they are just reluctantly don't care, or they just think, okay, we are the law, so we should execute it the way we think it should, failing to realize, say, even the police get system, even the police gets way how then they conduct themselves for even arrest somebody. Have you tried once and failed? Have you tried twice? Have you reached out to any contacts of ours?
Let me talk to our dear friend here, Stephen Niale. Stephen, no one is interfering with the police, their work, or their investigation. And I want for maybe correct you. It's either you're blind, or you're deaf, or you're just being deliberate. You decide for Yeri, waiting you are Yeri on we conversation naya. Okay? No one is standing in the way of the police. So I'll tell you that now. And if your police been they do waiting correct, we not for sit down now, so they discuss this. The question was, how can you have someone on a wanted list from June? The person go August, he go take police clearance, na police, na CID. The person waka come inside CID back safely and go na in house. The person they roam the streets of Freetown every day. And they pass na police checkpoint them day in, day out. How you go put somebody in a wanted list where you not invite for questioning, or ask that person they, or even get a court-ordered warrant for an arrest. Then you say you put them on a wanted list. Do you know the dangers behind that? Maybe you know, but you are playing politics, just like we stated, drugs, power, and politics. You are playing politics with people's lives. It go finally be saying that one of your family members, then put a wanted list like that, and then possibly somebody go do citizens arrest, then beat him, then kill him before you reach the police. Then you will understand whether this has to do with APC or SLPP.
Juma, I think Stephen just went for making himself relevant.
And then I'll help him to make himself relevant now, because some of the statements you're making, I don't know if you're arrogant, you're ignorant, or completely blind. I don't know. I don't care about what happened with President Bill 2018 or date. You know how many people where they don't arrest from 2018 to date? Because you and President Bill, they're going revenge on people because they say they may go arrest away them with the cook up numbers in 2018. So you can't bring your APC SLPP business now. I should think and say, oh, no, they talk.
Well, if like revenge mechanism, make it just left alone after 2028.
No, I mean, they tell us, if you have something constructive to say, please say. Don't tell us to allow the police to do their job. If the police they do their job, we know for Sidon how they discuss. Show us or tell us, confirm to us that one, the police will invite Natasha Beckley for go answer question. And she failed to go. Tell us that there was an, what do you call the thing? A warrant of arrest was issued by a court. Then they're not able for Fenham, it didn't hide it. Tell us that Natasha Beckley was arrested, it did on bail, then he jumped the bail from June to date. Then if she's on a wanted list and ask me if for can say something like that. Okay? So don't come and tell us about your politics. Your President Bio was done this, your President Bio was done that in 2018. LAJ, a warrant of arrest was issued. He was on a wanted list and a bounty on his head for 5 million leos. Now, a country where people they kill people for 100,000 leons.
Say 10,000. 10,000. You say 100,000?
So I pray that one of your family members will be on a wanted list for something. Then maybe that person they fall on the wrong side. Then you will understand. The kush and drugs issue in a salon get for do everything where they affect people and they so. You know, say with this false thing where the police they do, they undermine the fight against drugs in the country. You don't know that.
Juma, it's just about shifting the position. That's all they're doing.
No, so what he care about now, APC and SLPP, that's what he cares about. No. We're talking about a serious problem here where they take lives every second of the country. Why,
it's shifting responsibility.
Did you go and tell your president and your people to go and arrest Just Lideka, where they go get international warrants? Europe's most wanted man. Huh? If you really want for a show, say you care about President Bio, the president in son-in-law is Europe's most wanted. And then a salon, or Alexei then a salon, where we see him, the president, attend at the same church. It's him up near the president in Peking. It's him up near the chief minister. All of that. So don't bring your pettiness here, okay? So we open the phone line. We want for a read from the public. Call us on WhatsApp. The number is +1 614
Hold on, Juma.
551 8694. +1 614 551 8694. Call the number and make your contribution. +1 614 551 8694.
8694. I repeat on the chat.
Yeah, put her at the chat. +1 614 551 8694. Call and make your contribution. So then we can hear from you, your contribution. Stephen, if you want for call, you're welcome to call the number on WhatsApp and make your contribution.
But Stephen and Majiji get most of the time where they get access
No,
from
bell full business.
in the camp.
But sometimes a fine for let with the correct Stephen, let they understand that this has nothing to do with your APC and SLPP business. It has to do with people's lives. The one the way they die as a result of drugs in the country, and people the way then they accuse saying alleged smugglers. We don't want people to get away with it. If Natasha is guilty and if indeed she's involved in it, the law for taking cause. But at the same time, we know they see them, we see the police, they do the wrong thing, and we continue for encourage them and that. The LAJ, where they be issue warrant for, where they creepy aid, then they can tell we say, now the police, the SOP, for court people and then dread, even where they not even go court it and find them guilty. Now the same LAJ, the government they use so as peace ambassador. How ironic.
Thank you.
How ironic. When it suits them, say calmly you can't work now, so propagate peace for
from a one-time individual with a bounty of 5 million to a peace ambassador.
So a peace ambassador, somebody where them for be killed. Well, if some man go all a middle net, then they drag and for go it tower, then for fet and then so tell die day. So call the number +1 614 551 8694 and make your contribution if you so wish. This time, a topic of public interest because everybody in a salon don't be affected by the issue of drugs either directly or indirectly. You may have a family member, a friend, or someone in your community or someone you know or like with kush, tramadol, and other drugs don't impact. We don't take their lives. Now, recently, we just see the mayor of Freetown, they tell we say, then collect over 25 did the body them, I think, in the last month or so. We then therefore go bury like that. Most of them
and that's not the one we didn't see on record, so
that's not the one we didn't see, exactly.
The one that we actually expose na the streets of Freetown, because you don't see what you don't see in the corners of Freetown where you not get access to. But I mean, can you imagine then kind okay. For the dead is very embarrassing for their families, for their loved ones.
Right.
Kush is bad. Put it this way. You never condole the fact say Kush is bad and then they take them. But look deep into the reason why they are hooked. What's in lead them to that? Are they engaged enough in their communities? What are they doing in their communities? What are the facilities or encouragement they wouldn't get in their community there? There has been some elements of drug in Sierra Leone going back 30, 40, 50 years, but not at this scale. Not at this scale. We don't see the use of jamba. Some man they go crazy, some man they recover again, some man they recover. We don't see the use of tramadol. It been so bad during the days the way tramadol been in that line. It been bad, but not at this scale. We don't see the use of even Pampers, what they call Pampers water. Not at this scale. We don't see when they do mixture cocktail of jamba and ash, heroin. Not at this scale. But the scale we're there right now, and during all this period we'll get this drug intervention as we don't bust out as a pandemic, we not pick up souls them on the streets of Freetown. We not see the impact of what this don't actually do. To be very honest, I was in Sierra Leone last year and I stayed till January. I had a serious engagement with certain drug institutions.
Yeah. We have our first caller.
Okay, over to you.
Yes. Hello, caller.
Hello, good evening, SGM Media.
Good
Good
evening.
evening, viewers.
Hello.
Town, Sierra Leone. I want to have much more than this drug business, this kush business that the country.
Okay.
You know, the kush business don't become very, very serious. That the country and the government not put serious measures in place for tackle them. We use them, the future of Sierra Leone is doomed because we use them, they die. I was driving to church the other day in a Funkia Junction. I see two bodies, they don't have treat. Two bodies, they don't have treat. Young boys then will not be affected by kush. We they lost their life prematurely because of kush. So the government not trying to tackle this kush issue for need it on the board and therefore arrest the people away involved in this kush, then we get in for bigger trouble. In the issue of Natasha, if Natasha equals the 10 drugs day, that not primarily means say Natasha involved and drugs because some of we are landlord and landlady, the rent people like, you know, even know the activities where they happen at the house. You know, me, if Natasha they find her guilty, they then try her. But me personally, I don't want to believe say I know say Natasha an entertainer, and I believe say it into the entertainment industry, and a woman, young politician, we don't come up, they aspire to be somebody in our society. If she's not guilty, Natasha has been all over the media, all over television. It is a television, they express the interest in desire for run for office. If she was wanted 2 or 3 weeks ago, as the press release stated, why they not been going to Natasha where they all over the place to talk about in declaration? Is it after I declare now that they declare unwanted?
So, according to the police, they say they don't declare wanted since June.
Okay. So how can you declare somebody wanted since June when this person, even 2-3 weeks ago, she was all over the media. They go on AYD television, they go on SLDC television, they go on Radio 19.5. She was all over the place, declaring her intention to run for deputy chairman of the party, of the district, which she hails from, which is the Potomac district. If this girl is guilty of she's been declared wanted, why would I not go arrest her when they go on all the TV station? Why would I not go arrest her when they in a radio station? She was all over the place. She was on TikTok. She was all over the place. Natasha not hide. Natasha not hide. Natasha was all over. So why would I not go arrest her and declare her wanted? Why would I not go arrest her? Not until when Natasha declare intention publicly, now when I put press release on a one time.
So now ask caller, you think say that go help the fight against drugs and kush in the country, or it go negatively impact on that?
I don't think we will use Natasha Leone as topic of discussion for kush business. Kush business has been going on for a long time.
Correct.
And police know the people where they bring kush to this country. They know whether they bring kush to this country. We don't see whether they not arrest a senior person relative to the president. When they not invite a police for kush business. They invite them, waiting not happen, we might have to press release again. You know, they know that they bring kush to the country. Let them go after them. Let them arrest them. We use them, they die. Look at the statistics the mayor pulled the other day. The mayor was on AYV. Talking about the dead bodies, destitute. People are dying like chicken on the street. You know when they say that fall season? Mm-hmm. People they die that Uka season.
Yes,
when they kill them for them. Yeah. That's what we use them, they die. That's what we use them, they die. Like when fall season, don't know when they fall, they die. That's what we use money. They die. You see people, even people who don't go college, we don't go higher institution. You just see them and they die by this kush business. Why until now? Government is not able to identify.
All right.
Now.
Thank you so much. Yeah, so what's going to be message to the people of Sierra Leone and the police, the law enforcement? Let's not just say the police.
So the people of Sierra Leone, make we take the bull by the horn. If you know somebody where they sell kush, you know any area where kush business day, we are a day. We report to the police. Make we report to the police. We taking and they die. We use and they die. And so the government would have put robust mechanism in place for tackling this push business. This push business will be a national emergency or a state of emergency, for heaven's sake. So I need a big proper government. We could declare war against push. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for your call. Thank you. I appreciate it. Keep watching the program. If you just join we, this now how they go inside the republic. We they talk about drugs, power, and politics, and more so how the police handle the Natasha Beckley situation. See, but you read the caller
Yes.
in comments and questions or appeal. What's your take?
I think that's everybody's dream because Peter they asked question whether Kush is compulsory to take in Sierra Leone. I'm like hell no. And he also they asked the people taking Kush are aware of the debts, but they're still queuing for more. I said yes, it is true, but at the same time, if we combat the sales of Kush, then the consumption will be reduced. So if the demand of Kush is high, how can we reduce the demand of Kush? What do we need to do to reduce the demand of Kush? The most paramount thing for reduce the demand of Kush now for make and scarce in the market so it doesn't exist. Because if we reduce the amount of people dealing with Kush, it becomes expensive, yes, because inogo boku again for sale, and then not everybody can afford it. But the way it is right now, Peter, it is very much accessible and cheap. So any bobo self now these kids get 1,000, 2,000 leons, or 100 leons or 200 leons, you go for buy one spliff of Kush. I don't even know how in the time. So if you have a kilo of Kush, that will give you few hundreds of leons. Or few millions of leons. Because I don't know how they sell it. I don't know what's the quantity. I don't know how they price it. But if the president self say anything where they make money out for stop, I don't get it.
The president said that?
Well, I overheard one of his statements the way he highlight. I don't know whether it was in America. He's made a statement like that regarding drugs.
Think they said with Sierra Leoneans
yes.
or party
so
people.
If you look into that, yes, people are making money, but are you gonna allow people to make money at the demise of people dying? And you think you cannot stop it? I don't understand that sort of logic. So with the caller,
so the question is, with that statement, is it going to be difficult to stop, or you don't want to get your hands involved in stopping it?
Simple.
That's the question, because a lot of things then we ask for stop, right? But when the president and the government get interest, now rally them people are not. When are the last time we see a protest in Sierra Leone? People
I don't remember when
last protest for something they wouldn't feel strongly about. The government banned protests in the country because the government had their own interest not for get protest. So how can you tell us that it's going to be difficult? Nothing is easy. But what are you doing to stop it? That is the question. Are you interested?
So to me, Juma, the caller to me they respond at the fact say yes, she wants the government to tackle Kush as much as they can. And I think that is paramount because if the government puts rules and regulation for combat anything, like when they say no more than one protest, you see protest. No, protest is gone. You don't get to see protest anywhere except in specific places where they so choose for allow protest. So they can do the same to Kush.
Right.
They can do the same to the dealers.
Yeah, so
if they go on a rampage, if they go on a rampage and arrest enough sellers and dealers, then the bigger ones should be thinking twice. So yes, governments have a big role to play in combating Kush in Sierra Leone. That's not a question we should be asking. It's how much of an interest they have over combating it, or how much work they have put together. I worked into anti-drug abuse in Sierra Leone, and I was very much upset. Upset to the fact that I'm thinking, what can we do? And I had to pull out of the deal because it was not something that will be of any kind of benefit at some point. Because, okay, there is a mechanism to cure already the wounded ones. Juma, if you see some pictures of Kush victims, you go bear you aid, you not ever ace them up. You see when they say see so foot here, see so foot there, it is just an assumption of what people are not even seeing in reality. Wow. People are partly dead but living. I see some pictures there with me eyes where I'm not able to repeat those scenes twice. For like you see an individual, we not get back.
Whoa.
It not get back. I'm not joking, Juma. If we start for put the images of Kush victims in Sierra Leone and we take away the element of censorship, anybody will come out salon, he go cry. Because it's sad. Extremely horrific scenes the way you possibly not go. It looked like a way they say bomb explosion happened also, and you get fragments where you go all over people then.
Right.
And people are living with this, living with it. Not to say they don't die,
so
yes, they are.
That is why we must not play politics with it.
It's not politics, bro.
You understand? You know, for users
politics.
To settle scores or go after people, deal with the actual issues for preventer. Because this is not about going there for say, oh, law react to them. No, prevent it. If you know the people dealing with it, if you know the people who are orchestrating all this, then you keep quiet. You try to go after other people and just blow smoke screen. Then it's a problem. It is a problem. Yes, Stephen, you're absolutely correct. UK, USA self-get drugs problem. Why is the government not stopping it in developed countries? So you're trying to justify that. Nobody say drugs issue, not a new issue na salon.
Juma.
Okay, no, at the cap, drugs issue, not a new issue na salon. So what you are telling us now that it is okay because it's in America, it's in the UK, a flood na the street, so there's nothing that needs to be done about it. That's what you are telling us now. So you're actually justifying, how Kush don't rampant in the country. That's what you are telling us. Drugs, not a new thing as alone.
Of course not. It's not new.
The rate at which it day, that is what people are talking. The impact we get on Sierra Leone, na in people and the talk bots.
But Juma, I don't give Stephen the example of saying Kush is new. We don't get Scamadol. We don't get Pampas. We don't get Jamba mixed with heroin. We then call spliff. We don't get all form of drugs cocktail in Sierra Leone, but not to the kind state at which Kush is actually destroying people. Not to these states. And for go back to Stephen in question, he said it's for call, but you need to forget the line. I don't know what's the problem. But in Sierra Leone, no.
Stephen, let call, let no shame.
He said it's for call, but don't call me. But I can't pick the call because I need to call them.
The line then also +1 614 551 8694 on WhatsApp. Call the number, Stephen.
Juma, me party walked into the studio not long ago, about an hour and a half before we came online. Yep. He strongly they work on a project national we call anti-drugs. And I asked him, what are the benefits of this thing where you do? He said, but I don't get no benefits. I'm like, so why are you doing it? He said, but you don't understand. The amount of things that they see in a salon, it's just the passion to stop this from happening. It they put in your money. And they tell me, say, boy, right now the organization is registered in Sierra Leone. I said, okay, fine. I said, but what about UK? Because you know why I mentioned, say, what about UK? Because we also get Sierra Leoneans there where they suffer from some elements of drug abuse in UK as well. But not even 0.001%. Not even there up to 0.001%. So it is not of any major concern where you go begin alert the local community first. I live in Sodok. It's 1 out of 5,000 individual passing by the streets of Sodok that you think are intoxicated with drugs. 1 out of 1,000 plus or 2 or 5. Even at the night when you feel the system tell you go get a lot of homelessness there na Sodok because of drug abuse, you don't see none. Because it is not a concern. We're going to make governments go on a rampage. When homelessness became a rampage in the UK, do you know what happened? This is not homelessness, so not a drug, so homelessness. People were losing their jobs after COVID. Homelessness increased. Because why? The pandemic made people then lost their jobs. The pandemic made people then lost their livelihood. Some man lost in house, some man lost in property, some man lost the room where we get, some man lost work. So between COVID to the end of COVID, there is a huge amount of homelessness in the UK, especially in London. I don't say drugs, so homelessness. But guess what? They find a way to tackle it as soon as possible. How did they do it? I don't know, but it did work. Because they begin for create now opportunity for the one who even gets good jobs will become homeless because of COVID redundancy. They find a way how they can accommodate them and give them less rent for pay than find jobs the way they do put themselves into. That's how they combat it. Homelessness. When drug abuse became a serious concern at the Camden, and Camden is now one of the places you can go and you feel proud of saying, I'm in Camden.
Yeah.
Camden was a drug zone in the UK, in London. Stephen, you just did no more within the southeast range of what you see. You haven't seen nothing. And you cannot make that example say, oh, people in there, now Europe and America and London, where they on drug. You compare the narrative of what drug abuse is like here, and you compare to what you did in Salon. Salon is just not even Peckham. Freetown, to be precise. It's not just even Peckham. The rate at which then they abuse drug na Salon, Kush, to be specific, you can't even compare to Camberwell, when it's just a small area where we possibly get half of Freetown population. You talk about comparison. Please don't go down that road. And if you want to play dirty politics, not with people's lives, because guess what? That political table, it always they turn. If you not turn 5 years, it will turn 10 years, it will turn 20 years, but it will turn one day. When it turns, what happens? I
pray for Steven, let God help him, let God make
one day. Again, they say again they for one man do much.
They on a wanted list.
If you pray say you always clean, now for continue for clean up. So, but that dust the way they can with the dirty, you know they able for stop them. So that's all I will say to you. Don't make comparison about something that is taking people's lives when not necessarily necessary. Because at the end of the day, you might not suffer any consequences of any kush victim, but some of us have at some point. Sometimes somebody will know we're no person. If you're fortunate to be in the powers of the corridors of the powers as it is right now, please keep your mouth shut and be quiet about certain things the way you see, because it will be another twist on the table. And I would not like to come here and discuss that because it is totally irrelevant. That is not why we're here. We're here to tackle issues that are affecting Sierra Leoneans of no political barriers. So when you come and play politics, it is very much annoying for the compromised people in life. Oh, now APC people and APC be they arrest people and. But guess what? How many people the APC arrest will die? How many people doing APC will get tramadol? You tell me how many people die of tramadol as alone? And it's going to the extent and jail people and we serve underground because of drugs related issues. You want to ask questions about that? Tell me one person where President Biodon arrest and jail for drug abuse or for drug link. Botown is the epidemic center for Kush, now the southern region. And if I tell you who is responsible, you will be shocked because you know already. So don't go down that road and playing political card, because we know the political involvement of people that were involved in drugs in Sierra Leone. And you self know. So don't make like for saying a protocol where you can't talk about APC, not APC. This is a non-political discussion that has nothing to do with politics other than the reality of what is happening. You know how many Sierra Leoneans they not arrest falsely because they say they get linked to drugs? You know how many Sierra Leoneans are perpetrating in the streets of Freetown where we know say na drug merchants there? Please don't go down that road. That is not why we're here. We're here to tackle an issue that is affecting ordinary Sierra Leoneans. And it should not be based on their political alignment. It should be based on the facts of issues that they have committed or crime that they have committed against the state. Not to something in a personal vendetta. If in a personal vendetta, we all for the first people right now, but that is not what is necessary. Let's look at the real issues that we need to talk about. If not drugs, it's drugs. Like I said to you earlier on, when this drug issue they on the rampart for the past couple of months, 6 months to a year, we did not touch it. We did not say a word on all these warrants of arrest of kingpin, this along or blah blah. Check Sarah Media. We did not say anything regarding that. You know why? Because we've done it already. The thing that we talk about, people don't really care because it not hits the doorstep yet. Una now Olma Miguel realize say Kush Bokuna Salon. Check Sarah J Media platform. 3 years ago, 4 years ago, we were talking about Kush. We were talking about drugs in Sierra Leone. But now they say what? Oh, now which ones? Now APC picking there. Now make X, Y, Z, Z, Z. Now which ones now? So all the talk we'll be talking are true or a lie. Is the facts not in the open? How many people are waiting at senior positions there where they may get for sack because they know how to make things feel bad because of drugs related issues? Please don't go down that political road. That is not why we're here. But if you try them, we will go there. So if you want to ask questions, you want to make yourself relevant on the platform, please do. We don't have any issues with any individuals here. We're dealing with issues that are affecting us. And if Kushner affects you, it will one day affect you. It will affect you sometimes directly, indirectly, family members or friends. And I believe you may have some elements of family members or friends where don't go through this kind of issues where we talk about so Kush. Nobody is exempted. I will tell you 1 in 10 Sierra Leonean may know somebody where they take Kush or we don't die of Kush.
Exactly.
1 in 10 Sierra Leonean, I will tell you, go know somebody where say it they take Kush or don't die of Kush. What are something like in this way they can't take play or they can't take play political card. When they say you are a wanted individual, it means anybody can arrest you. If you are fortunate to be arrested in a civil way, where you know will cause no harm to you, because as soon as they put you, so say you are wanted, you are liable to civil arrest.
Right, yeah.
You are liable to civil arrest because you are a wanted individual. It means the authorities responsible cannot get hold of you. So they put you down at the wall, say, we want this person. Anybody arrest you can arrest you. What if the person arrest you, go arrest you, it go man handle you? Before they get in a police station, they don't broke you parts. Come on. It has to be legit. There is due process for warrants. You can't just go and put a bounty on somebody, say you're under arrest without no due process. You don't fain them, you don't
and
call
that
them.
is all we're talking about. We're not
That's what we're saying.
The police not for do their work, the law not
That's
for
what we're saying.
cause. But in a gullible society like Sierra Leone, where the moment they sneeze near you already, you know you're guilty. You cannot be just putting people's names on a wanted list. Now, so we see them put people their name there where they say they make good and this, then that. All kinds of joblo jabla and double names them here and there. Some of those people are roaming the streets today.
Stephen, to get the record straight, they're not killing nobody in a Peckham for drugs. They're not killing no more than a Peckham for drugs. All the killings that don't happen at Peckham or Southeast are gang related, nothing to do with drugs. So don't go down there. Don't go down there. It's got nothing to do with drugs. It's gang related. There was small beginning organ and they do that after they nothing to do with drugs, please.
Steven,
so not can distract you.
Police people under this government don't smear a lot of people. Put them name that wanted list and put people's lives at risk without following due process. Own up to that and advise them, say, let them do waiting right. That is all we're asking. You invite person, he no answer to the invite. They issue a court warrant for una not able for catch him, he run away, become a fugitive. Then you can put that person on a wanted list. You know they start for put somebody on a wanted list, then you begin the scale and down. You get up from 0, gradually where you drive, you go to 100. You know the gap from 100, they begin captain to 0. No, you must carry 12. And that is what is happening. Do not condone things we're not correct for smear people. If Natasha Beckley guilty, he handed pankush or any drugs, the police then know waiting for do. But police no can't tell me say somebody done dey na a wanted list for 4 months from June. And this person, just like the last caller said, they na television and radio station them every day and community events visibly every day. Then you tell we say this person then on a wanted list. No. If you tell we say this person done then on a radar for 4 months, then we can understand. Then what you can do, then you can intensify your intel. If you know how for invite her, if you say if you invite her, go run away. You go make sure say you intensify your intel and your investigation and put traps them for her. You know they start by putting the person on a wanted list. Even when you put the person on a wanted list, it still come out. It's still there in the country and tell you, say, I am here. Now, this don't happen from June to date. This has been my activity. The person don't go play na CID because when you go there, he must don't joke and laugh with them police officer then they. Boku say then get they make you do fingerprint, then get police report, police clearance. For go that far inside CID, not to other side. Then you say this person I most wanted. Just like that when I most wanted so. Now Europe, from Belgium to Holland, we already say go Turkey. It come out Turkey now, we already say surface na salon. Who say you they see? And I want to tell possibly we don't see him. Now Lagunda within the fence. No, the second time with the president and the president in entourage and the president in Pekin, where they at church, then they worship God. So, as a country where you don't see somebody who most wanted, you get a role for play.
Yeah, you do.
But una not do that, una left that. Uda yeri, like the last caller say as well, that the president in Nice, people that don't talk, and say don't come out, you don't talk, you know, na public and this and that. They don't invite an CID, go they come out, they work free. But una not been put on a wanted list. No. So just do what is right. If the person una get hard evidence police, then you know what him for do. But not, and when I say the host, una don't get access to that way, una don't the host una control for 4 months now.
And they're able for doing nothing. They was there on surveillance for 4 months. So that place
supposed to be a crime scene. Has that place been a protected crime scene? Una get any evidence there now, where some say, oh, now go there now. What if una don't go plant things there inside it? What if? So, Tim, I'll go back to this other point where the police say, then go na city council for confirm order in name in the house.
Okay, wait. Now city council na in the confirm order in the house?
That's the question I have for you.
Okay. How then connect? Okay, I know for say city council responsible for collecting tax, ground tax, for homeowners.
Yeah, homeowners. Correct.
Homeowners, yeah, then they pay ground tax. Okay, that's city council's responsibility. But what's in there now? City council responsibility. Are the household
so property tax, people then they go pay tax to
city council.
City council, you know, like first of all they say city rates.
Yeah.
That's it. So people pay. You understand? So somebody will go pay for the address for that property day.
Okay, are they okay? All the hosts then register under city council as salon, or they should be registered under lands, Ministry of Lands and Country Development Planning.
Okay, so as far as me know, the only place where you dey go get for confirm a property owner, that now including land and a house, you understand? As far as me concerned, at the Registrar General's office.
Where they register where they register lands and
Correct.
Okay.
You dey go get a land being surveyed and registered na Ministry of Lands.
Right.
That's part of the process. You dey pay na NRA certain taxes related to a property, either land or house. You dey pay city rates for a property, either land or house. But the only place when you want for go, take for example, if you want decide to, let's say for example, now me and T-Boy, there is a property here. They want for confirm who are the actual owner of this property, now Registrar General's office, because of the conveyance.
Okay.
Now they get the title deed for show the actual owner and the historical owners of that property.
That if the property has been sold from one individual to the next.
Sold, transferred, either deed of gift or whichever way.
Right.
Okay?
Okay.
The deed na Registrar General's office, na they then they carry and go. No, also not a complete ownership where you know they go through the Registrar General's office. Other places then they where you will get information for land, correct. But the Registrar General's office now the legal place for show ownership of a property, either land or house.
So what's the legitimacy of the police going to city council? It's to prove
So
what?
for me, that's the question I have. Why do you choose to go to city council if actually una go na city council? Why?
Okay, but let's say
why not go na Registrar General's office for see who that this house registered?
Okay, let's say they go city council. So that means city council like Panensin and Natasha Beckley they own the house?
No, no, forget about Natasha Beckley for a second. City council come and say, then not they determine who that get a property at all.
So who that they like? City council or the police?
Well, waiting me and you know that every property, whether you pay city rates or not they pay city rates, for let you show ownership of a property na Registrar General's office. Because then can now, so listen to this, whether they listen to the police PRO, they don't even know the whose street it is.
And then we don't there for how many months?
They don't there for 4 months. So then they different streets name. Then they say city council tell them say not only the name of the streets that they side use that is what he call up. So already you don't create a doubt.
Okay.
In your own investigation
If you
because you don't know the actual address of that house.
Well, I no doubt, because again, if you actually reside at the premises where you don't live for 3 months, I believe say they go there every day.
Yeah.
They eat there, they sleep there, they drink there, they do all things, they know so. And where you come out, they take transport back for can, they take transport for go.
Yeah.
So if the host not get address, if the kids go get address.
Correct.
If the host not get number, the kids go get address. So if the host not get number, the kids not get address, then who's are you been they go? The area forget address. For like you miss the street, you don't miss the area. And you miss the area, but you don't miss the streets. It's very unusual.
Right.
You must get one thing right. Either the area or the street. Or the house number. But how many people in the dwell on this? Let me have the ask the question there. They won't say, now, flats.
According to them, nobody not tap na the house.
Now, empty house.
Yes.
But who said them
That's just
inside the house?
chemical
Or them they surveillance the house? Who said them Where were they? Were they living in the house or they were just living across a road from the house? The police.
No, when we say police get possession of the property, it can be the surrounding, it can be inside the house.
No, that's not possession.
No, wait, T-boy.
No, Juma.
Okay, no, T-boy, wait.
Juma, we know what's not possession.
T-boy, wait.
Okay, go on.
If they don't come code on a house.
That's different.
So, no, what I mean say possession, that means nobody not able to go in and out of that property without the police. That's what I mean.
So is that what the police are saying?
Now that's then say.
Okay.
So they are guarding the house, whether outside, inside, but no one is able to go in or out.
And Natasha Beckley, no for say they don't block, they don't put column in a house for 3 months. You're not even aware of that.
4 months.
4 months. You're not even aware of that.
Well, but Natasha Beckley say he no get host na free.
No, let's assume say that's her house. I agree. Right. Let's assume. We are not assuming say okay, this house na Natasha Beckley house. Then don't call them for 4 months. You don't have no knowledge about it. Nobody told you. Not even the neighbors there waiting at you. Or say, hey, Natasha, policeman, don't put step around you also.
But when they say na the neighbor then tell them say na Natasha and us.
Okay. Juma, this is not correct, man. Now, like when somebody will give witness against somebody, then you witness not substantial. So how can the judge listen to you? So now hearsay. And you don't go block us for 4 months per hearsay. And the person will get the hearsay, not even come and can't check that host day. But when Natasha are there inside Britain, who side they reside? Not in host. But enough for say, police don't call them in host, where the neighbors send Natasha in host for 4 months. And nobody not able for cancel and say, baby, they don't go tie tape na you also na for goodie.
Yeah.
What a coincidence.
Well, again, so I make her say, if Natasha na landlord, the only outside you go prove say na the owner of that property is when you go to Registrar General's office. Outside them they call Roxy Building first time. You understand? You go there and go look, then go give the OC deed and all of that kind of thing. Then you know who owns the property. One. Secondly, let's say Natasha na landlord. If you know they tap the next question you go ask, would that be the live na this
Thank
house?
you.
Natasha, do you come? This house, then neighbor then say na you house.
Well, that's
you
how they say.
Yes. Who that you rent and to? Now A, B, C, and D person. You know, say this OCR, so then they do so, and so they. No. You call the person and ask, part of your investigation. You just can't get up and go and issue warrant of arrest for somebody.
Well,
you can't do that.
Again, like I say, Leone is a very scary place to live.
So wait, so Stephen say.
Left Stephen Bo
then
Juma.
They Stephen say they go tender the evidence. I don't go tender evidence na court for somebody you not even invite.
Juma left Stephen Bo.
You can't take people to court where you not get statement from to start with.
No, now Salon normally do that. Salon they can you go court without no statement, without no arrest, without no summon, no nothing. Go na court to man.
PTS you go train or.
Well, sometimes you know, I know can't training you go to school.
Yes. Let not be.
Well, the only last few recruits them.
Evidence we they go tender.
Juma, all I'm saying is Sierra Leone is not a safe place to be when it comes to the security apparatus and the judiciary. Period. I don't talk about started them now, and I repeat back for some. Because if somebody will know for say he gets small power, small or not about small power pass you. If you get power, do what you get for do. Because that person will show you when they say he gets small power past you.
Right.
Small, not small no more. I'm not saying that the boss will get beaucoup power. So you got to be very mindful. We don't see lawyer, na salon against salon police. Physical evidence assault. Can you imagine? This na lawyer we qualified for practice law in Sierra Leone.
When I
The
forgot defend me
police,
and you.
thank you. The police brutalize them.
Them beat her public, you almost unconscious.
Can you imagine?
Inside the cell back, them beat her inside it.
And he left what in?
Buff
case. Can you
and
imagine?
we actually did a program here where we
Thank
actually
you.
called the police station.
Thank you.
the LUC pick up. You know,
Thank you. So we know they just do things for fun.
Juma Mubarak, they announced, say then don't go search in host beforehand. This was done intentionally to ruin a reputation and career. So again, thanks for drawing my attention to that party. So the police then say they don't get intel for that house, they don't they go there before. Even before the 4 months wanted.
Juma, I don't know where our police are trained. Peter say, our police force is under equipped. And I'm not going to take excuse for that. I will not. Pardon me. Reason being, when you have a police force that is not equipped, you focus on certain elements of training them for make sure, say, one side of the police force is effective. We must have a low number of police apparatus in Sierra Leone because until it gets a huge database of crime, we're not able to attend to. I understand that. But the tiny one they won't able to attend to, now done properly. Simple. Because if you guys don't do the tiny ones that you can attend to properly, then it means there's a huge vacuum of police malpractice where they happen. And guess what? Nobody not ever sue the police in a saloon for manhandling or giving false allegation. Even the police they give false allegation. Now you are against the word. I don't know whether they get any kind of discipline. They will only discipline you when they want to get rid of years. They will discipline you. But you know they ever get citizen when an average citizen where they go talk say I want to make a statement about an assault done by a police. Police don't kill. Immediately after 2018, we saw the video. Now Waterloo or Hastings.
Yeah.
Both case. The video was all over the place. And guess what? Now a local somebody where now been the some head.
Yeah, and one of the
community head, community leaders and for land. The police cocking gun, whether not police ISD or ISU, I don't even know what it is, but it was a uniformed individual that cocked that gun and released the bullets and killed an innocent man. Both case. So it is a very scary place to be. When you know, say, you know, get small power. If you get small, sometimes maybe you go get small leeway at some points. But if a lawyer said to me, T-boy, if you go salon, they go before defend you, they will keep you first for a couple of weeks before I go begin beg for you. It is scary. Very scary. Very scary. Because then same police here, so they go make allegation against you. Now then same police here, so they go put a warrant for your arrest when you're not a fugitive. You know, they know where you live. They see you every day, but they will put a warrant for your arrest and they say you're not fugitive. You are wanted. The same police we're supposed to protect with interest. Now the same police back, they perpetuate X amount of stuff them against citizens the ways you're not supposed to be that way. If somebody is guilty of a crime, arrest that person according to the law. Follow due process of how you should make that arrest. It's simple. Now police station, you go, then get traffic offense. The policeman go stop all other traffic activities. It's done to say, now if forget you go to police station. Can you imagine? Only in Sierra Leone.
It happened to you.
Bakutem. Bakutem. And also crime will commit for saying about commit crime. Sometimes they will drive na fkito will not wear a vac, they say a crime. But it is not a crime because you're not wearing a flip-flop. You have the right to drive with naked feet because you are in control. But not when you have flip-flops. So one of us in our vacu they wear, when they wear their vacu, we they drive with empty foot. Then they arrest you back for that day. And the policeman go say, na in. They sit down back na in motorcar and carry you go police. Can you imagine that?
Well, not to that side, men can get
Well,
problem.
not how the first kid starts because you just say no. If you want to go to the police station, go find your motorcar, but you need to do it.
Yeah.
Now they will get we on stand up pool. We will make them can begin cock gun. They don't cock gun for we on normally. So it is a very scary thing for the people who protect you. Then they perpetrate the injustice against you, and you can't do nothing about it because they're not answerable to nobody. That is scary. So
Anyway,
the moments that we are in right now are the same moments every other individual they go through. Same moments. Because again, if you live in Sierra Leone, you have to be ready to take the risk of anything. Nothing is straightforward. Automagico. I called today. Last week, I sent for made and check for see almost it cost for 3-yard fabric. I've been given a price. And the person where I sent for go check for the fabric price, he tell me say, for example, now 9,000 leons for the 3-yard. He tell me clearly, oh, so now 30,000 leon for yard. Just an example I'm making right now. Today, when I go buy the fabric, this is not even up to 2 days. At the same shop, apparently. You know how much for the 1-yard Juma? 90,000. I'm like, huh? But
so you always for the use for buy the 3 yards. Now you buy 1
you. I'm like, no, not possible. He said, what you do, man? Tell me, say, but come up now they on a cabbage. I say, Siam.
I make 2 cabbage.
That's true. Now they make another waste money. I don't know how for fun and I make. Who the fun we had?
2 people in us have been in London with no cabbage.
Uda.
No, 4.
Hey, you don't begin Christian. Uda.
T-Boy, Femi, and 2 other people that want to call them.
Oh, yeah. Well, anyway, I mean, say cabbage. So
you know, you saying stuff about the police. I always they make this thing about police that arrest me 2 times. You know, this time for the benefit of Stevie. The one where arrest me, well, where break me, I stop, he can't take me license, he go around the motor, watch. He say, la, open the boots. I say, okay, open. I say, let me can. I say, no, I can't. But I open them for you. I open them. I say, sorry, watch. We don't put everything back. You come. We come now. He watch me. I say, well, what's happen? I give me, and I owe me license. He say, when I say, now, he say, now, what's him? I don't know what's that the word we use.
He said he arrest you because of the way I look.
Yeah, he said he see vision. Arrest. I say, huh? He say, yeah, it's not a vision. Now he say for arrest you. Something. Like, okay. The other one they arrest me for turn up the traffic police back. He say triangle. Now I say what's in a triangle? He say, well,
you know that you know that triangle they put for accidents.
Yeah. So I say, okay, I say, well, me no get triangle. I say, who slow down the way say forget triangle.
Hey, you're not gonna get to forget accident, so maybe sometimes I say if you get accident, you forget them.
I say, okay, Grant, I say, who's stand and pass this law now? So now I say, well, quote for me the act, the law. Just quote the law for if you quote the law under which they arrest me, then we go to police. Then say man tell me, say if me need to listen 98.1 in the morning. I say no, I don't listen to it. And you know, Tibo, when me they drive the motor, dead sound, nothing, no sound, no music. You know, he said, well, me for the listen 98.1 in the morning.
And there's a reason for that, so dead sound because one for you, all the activities that will happen around you.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, I miss nothing.
I say, quote the law for me in reference to me 98.5. Me know they read and they announced at 98. I said, no, they listen to you, sir. And so I think in benefits now, the taxi, then the Okada, they pass, they miss. You know, me top Tarangi. Now watch me. No, then trouble some people like panic go. No waste me time. I laugh. It was crazy.
No, but you see, it's sad.
Go sleep, bro. Anyway,
Peter say,
long round up for today's program.
Peter say, he say, I hope you guys will agree with me that policing is a very dangerous job in Sierra Leone. Peter, I want to keep breaking down a little bit. Is it dangerous for the police or is it dangerous for the civilians? Yeah,
for both actually.
well, no, both, but the civilians suffer the worst consequences. Police don't normally get attacked in Sierra Leone that regularly. I will differ that again, except on serious situations where something they don't take the piece now too much, now that get to the or that community, then they will cabal against them, but not necessarily a usual thing. It's always the police where they go raid and beat and destroy and actually taunt people them around. Peter Don contributes a lot today on the chat, and he has said a lot of contributive words then we regarding the Kush and everything else for combat arm. And one of his first statements where he make, I think say this one they go towards the Kingpin Organ Salon. He said the great British train robber Ronnie Biggs spent many years in a self-imposed exile in Brazil and only came home when he was very old and dying. Okay. I wanted to respond to that statement where Peter make initially when the program just starts, when we highlight the Kingpin within a salon, we now a fugitive. All right. Again, where did Ronnie Biggs went to? Brazil. Tell me, what is the proximity of possibility for get hold of Ronnie Biggs in Brazil? It's practically impossible because Brazil on its own is a zone of no venture. And if you are a well-known criminal in the UK, you will be governed and surrounded by hardcore criminals. And you know, a train robber must know what you go with. Valuables, money, jewelries. So you were targeting a specific scheme that carries goods, services, money. What a small money when I will for make you live in Brazil until you old, for make you die, you prefer for can't die back home. I think, Peter, the comparison to that with what we have in Sierra Leone is 0.0% to compare. Salon are a very small state. You will say if the West really ready for go for a Kingpin, it'll take them that long? It doesn't. The only thing I think they're looking at is bridging protocol. But if they're really desperate, it is like overnight. It will not take them long. They don't want to breach protocol. But Brazil is not even a zone for even the Brazilians for live a normal life. Because the horizons of Brazil is you cannot navigate it.
Yeah.
Even in the ghettos of Brazil, you cannot navigate yourself. Even the police, the security apparatus cannot navigate Brazil ghettos.
There are places where the police they're not.
They don't even go. They don't even dare for good day. Brazil not a small size. Also, if you make that comparison there for like Ronnie Biggs robbed skin in this country, he would live in Brazil for well over 30 years. It's not funny. Because he is not protected, extremely protected.
No, but even if you look at the timeline,
of sophistication was not that much. Yeah, of course,
technology was not that.
Of course, technology was not
advanced. Yeah, like now.
Yeah, true.
So our man went to Sierra Leone in the last 5 years.
Yeah,
maybe 5-6 years already. It don't appear now 2 images. One. Now, church with the president and the president in Peking and with all the ministers then they present. 2, na Lagunda during a fight among other senior government officials present. So, then they don't visible cameras and all of that gave the lead for say they don't get journalists, they don't go confirm that indeed he is in Sierra Leone. Then the governments, the counterpart governments don't approach the government of Sierra Leone for do their own part of the job, but they're refusing to. But then if you're telling us that with all of that, you're serious about tackling drugs in the country by issuing a wanted notice for someone whom you have not even invited to the police, you don't have a court-ordered a warrant of arrest, then you want to applaud you that, oh yeah, the police and they tried and serious about fighting Kush, blah, 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 blah. No. Do your job, do it diligently, follow the process and procedures, we will back you. As simple as that. That's all we are asking for. We are not saying here Natasha is guilty or she's not guilty, or a correct or not correct, on a lie and the lie. No, we're looking at what you guys have presented to the public. Natasha's statement, the police station public statement on Liberty TV. That is what we're going by. As simple as that. The rest is left for the investigation, for the court, and for the evidence. That's it. But what we will not stand for is for Leone endanger people their lives, smear people their name in the name of tackling drugs in the country. No. Don't throw people under the bus. Don't use certain people as scapegoats for cover the actual problem within the country. If you want to deal with it, deal with it. So, T-Boy, I think we should be rounding up now.
All right.
We go try maybe in the future forget someone from the anti-drugs office then self for can talk with we and maybe other people concerned on how they go about this. Collect how we all do identify. T-Boy don't paint a picture where it give me headache, or let somebody they weigh all his skin, everything, and the back that's just skeleton 90 day.
Indeed.
And for let we call we say until we say in the go church on Sunday. Not last week, not last year, not last month, not few years back. Just this Sunday, you see two dead body now the road to God reach. Two, not to one or two, where you see with your eye driving towards church on Sunday. We know what it's like, or what it was like before, where you read and say, Papa. All man, they know that the country say, they don't find somebody, the body in a year. We've been very rare. Christmas themselves, they die, then they give a befitting burial or funeral.
Indeed, indeed.
Where person die, then they when a pauper, then they come, then cover and find, then can then take them crango, then go bury them. That's it.
But you man also we see them bury people that wouldn't say get kush with some don't die itself.
Huh?
A few years ago or last year, we not see where them
bury. Yeah, when they take people let them go bury in a mass grave.
Yeah, when not die, we see the body they move.
And then they shake.
Yes,
the body, then they shake.
But they were burying them alive.
Yeah.
Come on, we saw that. I beg. Well, me last word for today. I just want to say thank you very much to viewers watching and the one that we don't contribute on Facebook and YouTube, especially Peter now YouTube. Thank you very much for all your contribution. And I believe say you will not stop making meaningful contribution to the program, and we respect you for that. And I also want to say thank you to the one that we don't contribute on our Facebook as well for their meaningful contribution. We'll face with challenges, not today, not tomorrow, anytime from now. We are part of it. We want it. We want to be challenged for something what we do will make sense, not for something we just fetish. So as far as we're concerned, when we are here talking about things that are matters to civilians, these are things that we should be talking about freely, openly, without thinking of hurting anybody or any individuals. We're not picking side on anything. We not specifically say we are in support or we are against. We're just talking about the issues. We deal with the problem and we get for do with citizens them where they go through certain malpractices them by we own operatives of the security and other operatives in political positions. So we know how to make this carry on. Because if not it for tax business, then we will not be able to solve the problem that we have in Sierra Leone. So let's be very mindful and very careful of how we attack certain issues then, because those issues cannot be like a revenge scenario. If not revenge, what happens if something changes again in the next couple of years? What do you do? What do you expect? Una go decide for go on self-exile or stay in Sierra Leone or face the consequences of voting on our own people or not to people that will not possibly commit any crime as alone. So we have to be mindful of how they make their accusation there. So we're not accusing anybody. We are just talking about the issue where the police put out. It's not a secret document, it's a public document. All we do is analyze those public documents and ask questions, especially if we're not sure. But at the same time, why did they put a warrant for Natasha Beckley? Drugs? How? Was he informed? They may not approach him before. They're not scared for each other. They're not able. With all what in and say so with the evidence based of what they have for put out a warrant for an arrest, not legit. You know all water. So that's why we're asking questions. What's in the due process for make you say somebody's wanted? Was the due process followed? Now that's not what they ask. If you not follow, then let's know why they not follow due process. Then take the action. Then take so for say somebody's wanted within the country. We don't live in the country for the past 6 months, and they hide. They do anything in hiding. She's doing all her public engagements. We're not supporting or backing anything that she is doing right or wrong. At the same time, we're not supporting or backing the police for anything they do right or wrong. We just ask the question: is this the way forward? Is this the right route? Is this possible for them to say X, Y, Z, Z, Z? Because if they can do it to Natasha Beckley and few more others, they can do it to anybody. And if you fall victim, what happens when you fall victim? Who that will catch you down for talk on your behalf, or for defend you, or for ask questions about what they don't do to you. So we're not here just to joke or do political gimmick or play political games. We're here to talk about serious and real issues. If you participate meaningfully. Let people already participate with meaningful discussions and questions and raise concerns. So you can be negative, but let's be negative on the right part of voting with the try for justify, not on political grounds. If not for political scoring points, we will not be sitting down here because we get 1 million and one thing for score points against SPP or for score points against APC. But that's not why we're here. We're here to talk about real issues because our real issues them and they affect the average Sierra Leonean. We're able for affording daily bread or we're not able for affording daily bread. Because if it happen at Freetown and we there so and we say not concern we will bear the consequences of that. And for Lake we bear the consequences of that, we don't know what it's going to be like. So look, we'll be very mindful and careful. But once more, I say thank you. Like Ejuma said, we might have maybe professionals that we know about drug issues, then we can talk about it in a very different way. We are not experts in this. We're just analyzing some of the things that we know and that we believe should go the way how it should go. So don't mind us. Don't think we are crazy. Don't think we don't have nothing to do. We have a lot to do. You have to mind us because what we're doing is not paid. You have to bear with us because we're doing a lot of work before we can't consider us and talk about rubbish. Also, just because we feel for talk. So when you participate, please try and do it in a meaningful manner, like everybody learn and benefit. Because this is just a platform to share ideas and share thoughts and bring thoughtful, provocative discussions then with something the average man as not get mind for do, or the average man in the diaspora was scared for talk about. And we all see it's a phone call program. How many phone calls do we have? One. Why? Because people are not sure. People are in hesitation. People don't want to make themselves known. People don't want to come and ask questions because they're afraid. They don't know who is watching or who is not watching. They don't know who's going to point fingers at them saying, that's Naomi Collier, now this Naomi Collier. So that is why you don't get those interactions in the public platforms they like this, because people are scared.
Right.
And we don't want them to be scared. We want them to be themselves. You only die once. But you need to die the right way. The way how God sees for that. Yes, anyway I then I God no matter. But sometimes we get to look at the root causes of some of the things they happen as alone. Because it affects we somehow.
Right.
It need to give you peace of mind. It need to make we feel relaxed. There was a time when people don't want to be Sierra Leoneans because we were known for cutting hands and hacking people's legs and chopping babies. Those years have gone past. Now we have a new era. There is no Sierra Leone events really attend at the world right now where Kush is not being mentioned. When Kush is not a part of discussion in every small corners. Usai Salon people and they. So it is a very serious issue. If we cannot tackle it, we'll be looking at zombies walking down the street of Freetown and nobody do nothing about them. That is practically what we're going to. And there are certain areas now in Freetown or in Sierra Leone where they're like a zombie world. Everybody that you see in those areas are like zombies, sleeping and struggling to even stand on their feet. because they are intoxicated with kush. The elements being put into kush is none that everybody wants to be part of or even aware of. If we see the impact of kush with the wounds then we will see as them when it's gone, that is 0.1% of the real kush victims that we need ever see, because they are in isolation. They've been neglected. They've been in a situation where they can't even lift their hands. They can't move. Then they rot in by parts. Then just stay in one position. It's a dreadful thing to see. You don't wish to be part of that sin in any way, shape, or form, whether you're helping, you're sympathizing, or you want to get rid of kush. Now, until you see the reality, then you know what it is. But until next time, I go left hand back to Juma and say thank you guys for watching.
Awesome. Thank you so much, T-Boy, for that closing day. And thanks to our viewers. And we call out who we get and all the people that we contribute now the platform with them comments. And we hope say we don't learn one or two things now, yeah. And let we continue to ask questions and expand the conversation. So as we close tonight's discussion, we get for be clear as a platform, for we the fight against drugs is too important to be reduced to political theater. We not encourage that because we young people very vulnerable right now. We communities then they at risk, and Sierra Leone desperately need a serious, transparent, and fair strategy to address this drugs crisis in our country. Again, unfortunately, we therefore see this that the timing of Natasha Beckley's wanted notice raises deep concern. Deep concern. When somebody of in caliber, a musician, an opposition politician contesting for deputy chairman for the APC in Budloko, is suddenly named in a public notice like that without an arrest warrant, we go ask the question, is this more about drugs or is it about politics? So we don't know, but we'll have to ask the question based on what's in the out yonder. We believe, say, in the war on drugs, if the war on drugs, is used to intimidate, for intimidation or political gain, then the real fight for save lives, them, like how T-Boy mentioned, so for protect with communities and build trust in the justice system, definitely will be undermined. So Sierra Leone, we believe, she deserve better. Forget proper drug policies and laws them. We fear and not one way people then go be afraid. We they push justice but not politics. So they implore now all talk, let raise we voice them and talk to the government, let them treat this issue seriously. Either your home or your neighbor's home or your community or neighboring community or people we care about, they suffer from drugs. So you are affected directly or indirectly. We have law enforcement officers who don't see videos of when are victims because then self accessible to them. Today, a lot of road accidents then they happen where sometimes the drivers, either in your private vehicle or commercial transportation, keke, okada, or taxi, or puda puda, or even trucks, where sometimes then drivers then they take some form of drugs, either kush, tramadol, or some other drugs where I don't know their names then, where they end up lead to fatal road accidents. So imagine if you're a passenger of a vehicle or you're a pedestrian walking and then driver sleep in a road because they don't intoxicated with drugs and lost control, what will happen? That is why I say directly or indirectly, we are all impacted. So let's treat this seriously, but let's implore our law enforcement and the legal system for make sure say they handle this properly rather than politicize them. On that note, we'll continue for Teluna alone. I keep asking the tough questions because democracy only will grow when citizens stay vigilant. Thank you so much. Stay blessed. Have a good weekend. On behalf of the CIGM media team, Mijumaba, they say tata. Thank you and good night.